Hey guys, it's me coming in. Just thought I'd touch up a little bit more on the chronic illness things, because like I said yesterday, in my little aids and stuff, people, like I said yesterday, don't really understand it because, like, if we say people who deal with chronic illnesses, like, my feet have been hurting, and you who don't know the difference between chronic pains and just normal everyday pains don't quite get that. And let me show you why I chose to go with my feet scenario. And this is not spicy type. These are my feet. My feet. My feet. I live with those 24/7. And even walking, you see this arch? You see these? They hurt. Those balls, the balls of my feet, there's hardly any cushion on them. So why don't you try taking a rock, a pebble, smooth, wrapping a piece of paper around it, a thin piece of paper around it, put it in your shoe, and go 3 days without taking off your shoes. And tell me, what's the difference between your average everyday pain and the pain of having feet like mine? Or go up a little bit higher to my knees. My left knee, if you look at it with, without the pant leg on it, you will see my kneecap is not where it's supposed to be in the groove, but it's slightly over. And on the other side, leaning towards my right side, there is a sac of fluid where it shouldn't be. My bone and cartilage in both knees are deteriorating. If you can't understand that, let's go up a little bit more to the reproductive area of the women. Men, you can possibly understand this if you put it to your jewels. So, I have polycystic ovary syndrome. I have lost my right ovary and right fallopian tube to that due to a softball size cyst in my ovary. That softball size cyst took my ovary off of the little wall, whatever you want to call it, and twisted itself around to the point where it twisted my fallopian tube closed, cutting off any blood circulation to it. And then the cyst ruptured. So I had a sack of fluid and pus hanging from a dead fallopian tube that was still connected to my uterus, my womb. You can't understand that? Let's go up just a little bit more, or stay in that general area, whichever way you want to look at it, because I know people will be like, no, it's here, no, it's there. My backside of that, my intestines, my digestive tract, IBS-M. So at any random time, I can either be constipated or diarrhea, or both. Very rarely do I get normal bowel movements, normal stools. And that's no matter with what I eat or drink, or what I do throughout the day. Okay, you don't understand that part? Let's go up a little bit more and focus on something called the skin, which covers the majority of my body, right? As well as all of yours, right? You see all these scars on me here? And the ones up in here, in here, in here, and on my back, and going down my arms. Do you want to know what all those scars are from? They're from something called eudicardia, which is hives, meaning I'm allergic to certain things. And my top 3 triggers are cat dandruff along with cat hair, raw tobacco, and red molds that are found on cereal, and occasionally Italian seasonings. So, all this, yeah, when I flare, no matter when it happens, whether I'm awake or asleep, the itching would be a mosquito bite to you on steroids. Meaning you would be an average, normal, everyday person, you know? And then with me, those hives, that mosquito bite, that itch, would be a wrestler, like Mark Henry or Big Show. Understand? Oh, you don't understand that? Okay, let's go up a little bit more. You see my teeth? We, meaning my family, on my mother's side mainly, have several different oral diseases leading to loose teeth. Both of my grandparents have lost the majority of their teeth before they were 40. Oh, you don't understand that? Okay, let's take it down just a little bit. And underneath the skin, underneath the rib cage, along with my heart, there is something called the lungs. With the lungs, I have breathing issues that are triggered by humidity and heat, and overexertion, and pollution due to cat dandruff. So when any of those are a factor, I need something called inhalers, an oxygen machine, and a nebulizer in order to breathe normally. Okay, you don't get that part either. Let's jump back up to the respiratory sinus area. Let's try, you know how you get a seasonal cold or a sinus infection on occasion? Try getting that on a daily basis multiple times a day. So a lot of the times, I have to take different nasal sprays along with different prescribed medications along with Benadryl in order to have my nose be decongested, along with things like Mucinex. Okay, you don't understand that part. Let's go just slightly above to something called the eyes. Yeah, those are a factor too. I have bad eyesight, as well as a deformity of one of the optic nerves in my eyes. And there is family history of cataracts and blindness. Oh, you don't understand. Okay, let's go higher to the top of the head. I deal with cluster headaches, tension headaches, allergy headaches, sinus headaches, and something called ice pick headaches. And these come on whenever the fuck they want. And how do I combat them when they are starting? Tylenol extra strength. And then if that doesn't work, I have to take something called Advil or naproxen as well. And if that doesn't work, put the migraine cap on. If that doesn't work, guess what? I have to take myself down to the emergency room and get some pain shots. And then fall asleep for an hour to 2 hours before I can come home. All of this can act up, excuse me, can act up anytime in any combination. And these are just basics. This does not count the countless times that I have both toes, foot, and leg cramps. My body's so messed up that even on the backside of me, there is issues. I have something called scoliosis. And it is to the point where that S shape is leaning to my left shoulder, putting constant pressure there. So there is constant pain in my left shoulder, along with pinched nerves. I have trigger fingers. I have carpal tunnel syndrome. I have hypomobility and EDS. And I'm autistic and ADHD. Need I say more? Because there is more wrong with me. These are just the chronic issues that I deal with on a daily. I do not always show my flare-ups every day because it would get a little bit tiring seeing me always having to rub or walk or stretch out a cramp. Your average everyday pains to me would be a paper cut. Just a paper cut. That's it. My pain to you, you would be thinking that the iceberg that took down the Titanic was somewhere inside of you and not melting. And it's not a little tiny thing. So there is a huge difference between chronic illnesses, chronic pains, and the minority of it that you feel. So if you're going to have someone in your life with chronic illness, chronic pains, you need to understand that their feelings, their mindset, their anything and everything is not of laziness. It is our bodies literally turning on us, literally crumbling on us, literally keeping us sick. No matter what we do. I have spent years on many different diets trying to lose weight, trying to be healthy, trying to keep regular bowel movements, and guess what? I got sicker on those. Everything that I try to keep myself healthy, that is just strictly a healthy way makes me sick. I, in turn, have to take part of the healthy way and part of the not so healthy ways in order for me just to do what I'm doing now. And it sucks. Because when I was masking all of this, everything that I go through every day, I was able to force myself to do so much more. Because I was trying to fit in to what everybody else was doing. I am not going to do that anymore. I cannot. My body will not allow me. I can't even go for a walk around the block without needing an inhaler. I have to do the minimums of low impact exercises and stretches on a daily basis in order to move my body naturally. And even then, there's nothing naturally about moving my body because my knees buckle. I can't keep my balance. There is so much in the way of chronic illnesses and chronic pains that if you do not know what it's like in that body to be in it, then you cannot comprehend anything else that is worthy of knowledge to you. And you're better off just staying to yourself, because you will hurt other people because you think that they're being lazy because you do not understand it. You do not understand the pain, the pressures, the having to do the step by steps, just to get up to go to the bathroom, just to get up to get a drink of water. You have no idea. No idea. The only ones who would have an idea are those who had life-threatening injuries. So if you're just complaining about your feet hurting from work, and you have someone else in your life who cannot work, who is like me, needing multiple things a day just to function, then your cries are at the bottom and theirs are at the top. You need to understand that.